Nice. Again, in any easy seated position that's comfortable for you. So as you exhale, coming to a neutral neck and just taking note right now of which leg is in front. And if you're crossing at the ankles, you may want to separate a little bit, allowing the knees to drop open a little bit further. But we're going to note what leg we have in front so that when we end our practice, that we find that balance in switching them around. So we're not favoring one side or the other. And we'll go ahead and keep warming up the neck space a little bit. So we're just going to take the ears to the shoulders. So as you exhale, release the shoulders, soften them here. Maybe you take your palms up towards the sky so we're really not holding any tension here. As you inhale, we're going to lift the chest, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, just start to draw that right ear to the right shoulder. Hold here for a breath or two. If you want to deepen this stretch here in that side of the neck, flex through your left arm and just start to raise here. So keep that flexed wrist and just start to lift, and you'll feel it go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And you can just flow here a little bit. We want to be really gentle with our neck space, bringing a little bit of awareness. And as you exhale, bringing the neck back center. Again, our palms can be up to release those shoulders. Inhale to lift the chest, and this time as you exhale, draw the left ear towards the left shoulder. You can stay right here or again, go a little bit deeper, flexing the right hand, and start to lift. You can flow with breath. Just feeling that sensation. If you feel a spot you really like, you can press into that area. And as you exhale, coming back to center. We're going to wake up the shoulders a little more. So as you inhale, draw them up to the ears. As you exhale, pull the shoulder blades together. Really open the chest and then draw the elbows down. So we're drawing the shoulders down. Inhale up. As you exhale, draw them back and down. Take a few cycles here. One more cycle here. Inhale, lifting those shoulders. Exhale, squeezing them together. On your next inhale, let's take the circles back the other way. So as you exhale, start to squeeze, drawing them forward, rounding the shoulder blades, and then dropping the shoulders down. We'll take one more cycle here. Again, just start to warm it all up, building that breath, building that energy with breath. So we're going to interlace our fingertips. We're going to do a little seated cat and cow. As you inhale, we're going to push through the palms, really round that spine, nice and deep. Feel that sensation, get a little organic. Feel the side body. And on your next inhale, lengthen the spine and reach the hands all the way up. Maybe even taking a micro back bend here into your seated cow. Allow the neck to drop back. As you exhale, still pushing through those palms, keeping a nice strong arms and rounding the spine. Pull the chin all the way to the chest. If you're able and you want to press into the mat as you squeeze the belly button to the spine, all that excess air out. And then on your next inhale, we'll take our hands all the way back up. So we're going to flow with breath here. Again, I invite you to get really organic, feel into that space. So if you want to move a little bit here in your Vinyasa practice, find the sensations in the side body and the low back. Keeping the core engaged, so we're keeping that length in our spine. Take one more cycle of breath here. Really extending through the side body as we reach our hands all the way up. As you exhale, release your bind and come back to a neutral seated position. Beautiful. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that side body and core. So as you inhale, palms up to the sky and reach. Really extend here. Find that extension through the side body. So I mentioned, I think it was last week, if you want to try this with me, say we just raise our hand, right? This is not a very strong raise. So we're going to extend the elbow. Now we're raised, right? But if we really extend through that shoulder, you get that length. Now soften the shoulder away from the ear, but keep that extension. So just becoming aware of our bodies here as you start to reach and lengthen through the side body when you're pressing into your downward dog or into your active child's pose, finding that extension in the shoulder without squeezing to your ears. So that can be another focus for today as we work with our breath. So as you exhale, extend the arms out and start to create space here. Inhale to reach. Again, lengthen here, lift. Exhale. Find that 6-foot social distancing, right? All right, last one here. Beautiful. We're going to move into our twists. Inhale to reach. As you exhale, twist to the right, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes right behind the tailbone, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale to lengthen the spine, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Pull that belly button to the spine. Create that space. Take one more cycle of breath here. Nice deep inhale, really lengthening the spine. Reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. As you exhale, release your twist, coming back center. Palms up. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving into our left twist. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, bring that left hand right behind the tailbone, sitting you up nice and tall. Exhale, pull the belly button to the spine and deepen your twist. Turning our gaze behind you, maybe looking over that shoulder. Taking one more full cycle of breath here, nice and strong. And as you exhale, release your twist, coming back center. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving into the legs. We're going to go ahead and take both legs all the way out. Getting a nice wide-legged stance. It doesn't have to be too dramatic, so wherever you're most comfortable today. And find that really grounded, anchored seat. So if we need to move any of the extra flesh back, we're going to flex through the heels, so push through the heels or keep the feet flexed. Take a couple rotations here, maybe wiggling out the toes. Sitting up nice and tall in our wide-legged stance. Palms up towards the sky. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hinge to the right, grabbing the outer edge of the foot or the ankle, the knee, wherever we're at in our practice today, and just focusing on the side stretch here. So we want to keep that shoulder pulled back and open. We don't want to curl up too much here. We want to lift through the side body and reach. Taking one more cycle of breath, nice and strong. On your next inhale, coming all the way back center, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Inhale and reach. As you exhale, hinge to the left. Again, keeping that shoulder open, so we want to keep our chest up towards the sky, so we're lengthening the side body. And breathe here. Inhale to reach. And on your next inhale, coming all the way back in center. And exhale, hands to the heart. Excellent. Bringing our heels together, finding Vinyasa. And I'm going to turn. This is going to be weird because I'm always facing that way. So sitting up nice and tall. Again, find that grounded seat. Find that anchored feeling. Trying to keep that alignment of head over heart over pelvis. So sometimes when we're moving from asana to asana, especially seated positions, take a moment to really center. If you need to close your eyes and kind of feel for that center of gravity, but reminding ourselves that the alignment would be our head over heart over pelvis. Sitting up nice and tall, again keeping flexed feet. So we're pushing through the heels, and we're keeping keeping that core engaged, lifting the chest, palms up to the sky. Inhale and reach. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. So wherever your fold is today, go ahead and allow the neck to drop out, bringing the chin all the way to the chest. So if we're here at the knees, we're here at the shins, we're at the ankles, wherever you are, take a few minutes to breathe into this space, starting to warm up those hamstrings. Again, as you exhale, focusing on squeezing the belly button to the spine, giving you a little bit more space in the belly to hinge forward. And on your next inhale, all the way up, palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving into our mariachi twist, we're going to bring that right leg in, crossing it over the left knee, or you can have it inside wherever you're at in your practice. Again, find that grounded seat. I always have to shift my extra out of the way. Pushing through the heel, palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Exhale, twisting to the, see it's backwards, twisting to the right, bringing that right hand right behind the tailbone, left hand comes outside the knee. So we're not cranking our necks all the way around here. Be sure that you're guiding your twist with your right shoulder. So we're pulling that shoulder open. Getting a nice deep stretch here from the hip to the armpit. Nice spinal twist in the low back. Taking one more strong cycle of breath here. Going really deep into this twist. And on your next inhale, release your twist back to center and reach. Exhale, bring hands to the heart, releasing the right leg all the way back out. Bringing that left leg in, sitting up nice and tall, palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Exhale to twist. Right hand comes outside the knee, left hand supports the spine. Again, leading with that shoulder, so pull that left shoulder open a little bit deeper. Taking one more cycle of breath here. And on your next inhale, release your twist back to center and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart, finding Dandasana. Excellent. Bringing our palms to the mat, shifting your hips forward, and allowing the spine to roll all the way back, prepping for bridge pose. So we want to make sure that our tailbone is flat, or our low back is flat, so if you need to tilt your tailbone up a little bit, or tilt the pelvic bone up. Make sure our heels are grounded, that we're not too far, stepped away. We want to keep our heels close to the bottom. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the hips and roll up the spine. Really bring the chest towards the chin. So if you need to find a stronger alignment, making sure the knees stay hip distance apart, and lift through the ribs. We're not just pushing through the thighs, we're not just pushing through the heels. We're really lifting the hips, lifting the ribs, and pulling the chest towards the chin. Getting a nice deep arch in that upper back as well. Breathe here. Option to take a bind below the back so you can interlace the fingertips and start drawing them towards your heels. Creating a little more space here in the back of the neck and shoulders. Taking one more full cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, release your bind and slowly roll down the spine, pushing each vertebrae into your mat, almost like we're realigning ourselves until the tailbone meets the mat. And take a full cycle of breath here. We're going to flow with breath in our bridge pose. So as you inhale, roll up the spine, starting with the tailbone, lifting all the way up. Bringing that chest towards your chin, maybe holding for a moment here at the top of your breath. And as you exhale, again, slowly rolling down the spine, bone by bone by bone. Maybe pausing at the bottom of your breath, creating length, and then starting to find that rhythm, that flow. this 3 more times. So again, just follow your breath here. Pushing through the heels, coming to the top of the breath, really lifting those hips high. One more cycle here, nice and strong bridge. Getting some movement in that spine. And you come to the bottom of your breath, releasing all the work there in your spine. Inhale to hug the knees into the chest and sway from side to side. Nice little yogi's hug. Grounding our soles of the feet to the mat, we're going to lift the right ankle and cross it over the left knee. I'm going to take a moment here for our reclined pigeon. So as you inhale, needle and thread, bringing the hands behind the knee. As you inhale, hug the knee towards the chest. As you exhale, release that right knee out. Nice little stretch here for the outer right hip. Take a few minutes to breathe. Going a little bit deeper here. Keeping our feet flexed, protecting those joints. One more cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, allow that left sole to fall flat to the mat. Our hands are going to come back down to the sides. Keeping that right foot crossed, we're going to move back into our bridge pose. So this is going to be a little bit of a balance challenge, so move slowly. As you inhale, push into that left foot and start to lift those hips. Again, find your alignment. Let me just scoot my heel up. As you inhale, really again, focus on lifting that chest towards the chin. And as you exhale, slowly roll down the spine, like a one-legged bridge press. I'll do this just a few times here. Inhale, lifting the hips. And exhale, rolling down the spine. One more cycle here. Nice and strong. Inhale, come all the way to the top of your breath. Lift those hips up high. And as you exhale, slowly roll into the spine and release the right foot to the mat. Inhale, hug the knees into the chest and sway from side to side. Exhale, release the soles of the feet to the mat. This time pressing the left ankle over the right knee. Inhale, needle and thread, finding your reclined pigeon. Again, remember we keep our feet flexed here to protect the joints. As you inhale, start squeezing that right knee towards your chest. As you exhale, releasing any tension there in that left knee, allowing it to drop open a little bit deeper. You can always enhance this practice if you want to extend the right leg all the way up. If you want to take your bind around the outside of the shin. Squeezing a little bit deeper, going a little further here. On your next exhale, release that right sole of the foot to the mat, bringing our palms down by our sides, prepping for a bridge press. Inhale, lift the hips high to the sky. Exhale to lower. Flow with breath here, finding your rhythm. We'll take one more cycle of breath here, nice and strong. Inhale, really pushing into that heel, lifting those hips real high, maybe holding for the top of your breath. And as you exhale, slowly rolling down the spine, releasing that left foot out. Inhale, hug the knees into the chest, and sway from side to side. Crossing at the ankles. As you inhale, grab the outer edges of your feet, just get a nice little squeeze, bringing them in. And then as you exhale, push through the heels, create a little bit of compression with space here in the top of the feet. Warming up those ankles, strengthening the joints. On your next exhale, release, and we'll cross the other way. Inhale, again, grabbing the outer edges of the feet and squeezing them in. As you exhale, pushing through the heels, adding a little bit of tension here. On your next exhale, release. You can keep your ankles crossed or release, and take a moment here to just kind of rock and roll. Get our bodies moving a little bit, maybe have some fun, play. We said this on Monday, play, we're out of the house, right? Have a little fun while we're here. And whenever you're ready, coming all the way up to the top of your mat. So once we're here, this is different for me. It's a little bit strange, because that's always my direction of thought. So this is actually fun. I get to try and work that brain a little bit, right? So finding the tops of our mat, our feet are going to be hip distance apart, so we really want to ground here. Let's take a few minutes to, again, just settle into this pose. So lifting up the toes, maybe rolling around on the balls of the feet, really finding that grounded stance. Rolling the inner thigh towards the front of the room, kind of locking you into that grounded stance. Lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back, nice and strong Tadasana. Inhale to reach. Lengthen here, really reach through that side body. Exhale, create your space. Both back here. Inhale to reach. One more cycle here. We're going to move into our side body stretches. I'm going to turn a little bit so you guys can see. Inhale to reach. As you exhale, grab that left wrist, push through the palm, and start to hinge to the right. Push a little bit deeper into those hips to go a little bit further here. And on your next inhale, all the way up and center, taking that right wrist and hinging to the left. Again, pushing through the hips. Inhale to center. Take a back bend here. Inhale, coming back, far reaching. And exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Inhale to reach. We're really going to start flowing now. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a moment here, let the neck drop out, shake out the hair. As you exhale, maybe hugging the elbows behind the knees or taking opposite elbows, creating a frame around the face. And we're just going to start to sway with our breath. Inhaling from the right and back to the left. Maybe shifting the weight in our heels. On your next inhale, releasing your arms, taking a strong bend in the knees, all the way up, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Remembering here, we're reaching the crown of our head, but we're also pulling those shoulders back. So creating length in the spine, from the crown of the head to the tail. And as you exhale, deepen this fold. Again, strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And start moving through our warrior. Inhale and reach. Exhale, step back with the left foot, finding warrior on the right, warrior one. Again, be mindful here, so we're pushing into the back foot just as much as the front. We don't want to be too forward or too far back. We want to find that nice, stable center balance. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Open the chest. We want to keep those elbows nice and high, pulling the shoulder blades together. Inhale to reach. Exhale to open. Work that Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. Listen to those ocean waves. Building that energy with our breath. One more cycle here, nice and strong. Exhale, pull those shoulder blades together. Inhale to reach. This time turning our palms out. Exhale, create a bind behind your back. So wherever we're at today, maybe we just take a finger grip, wrists, elbows, or if you can interlace and really open the chest, open the shoulders. Breathe here. As you inhale, lifting the crown of the head. As you exhale, drawing the fingers towards your heels, creating a little deeper here, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. And on your next exhale, we're going to take a bend in that front knee, hinge at the hips, all the way forward, finding your humble warrior. Allowing those fingertips to reach all the way up towards the sky, or as far as we go in our practice today. If you have trouble balancing here, you can always stagger your stance so you're on train tracks and not a tightrope, giving yourself a little bit stronger base support here in your humble warrior. Take a moment here, just shake out the neck, shake out the hair, release any tension in that neck space. Anytime we are inverted, we can really utilize that opportunity to allow the spine to decompress. We're rarely upside down, right? Taking one more breath here. As you exhale, release your bind. Bring those hands all the way back out in front of you and all the way up to your warrior one. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, open up to your warrior two. So turning our hips all the way out to the side, maybe widening your stance, getting nice and deep in that front lunge. Breathe here, our gaze is forward. On your next inhale, roll those palms up towards the sky and reverse. Exhale back to your warrior two. And we're going to flow with breath here. Stay forward and strong in that lunge as you reverse. One more cycle here. Taking that front forearm to your front knee and extend the left arm all the way over your ear, finding your supported side ankle. Breathe here, turning that pinky towards the floor so our palm is facing behind us. Really extending through that shoulder. Excellent. Take one more cycle of breath here. Inhale to reach. Engage that core. On your next inhale, come all the way back to your warrior two. As you exhale, we're going to pivot that back foot. Inhale to reach. Exhale, stepping back into Tadasana. Excellent. Inhale to reach. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to deepen. I'm going to take a moment here to really stretch out the hamstrings and spine a little bit more. So go ahead and shimmy your feet to the edges of your mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale, deepen your fold. Shake out the neck here. Grounding your hands to the mat. We're going to take that left palm to your right ankle. As you inhale, twist, opening that right hand all the way up to the sky. Take a few breaths here. Nice forward fold twist. Inhale to reach. And exhale, coming back to your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale, deepen. Taking the right hand to the left ankle. Inhale, open. Breathe here. One more cycle of breath, deep inhale. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen. Take a strong bend in the knee, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Bringing your feet back hip distance apart. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving back through our warrior on the other side. Inhale to reach. Stepping back with the right foot, finding left warrior one. We'll flow with breath here. So inhale to reach. And exhale, open. Beautiful butterfly arms. Do this 2 more more cycles here. Getting that heart going. Feeling that heat. Beautiful. Inhale to reach. Exhale, turn the palms out and bring the hands all the way behind the back again, finding that bind. Open the shoulders and take a few cycles of breath here, drawing those fingers towards the heels, rolling those shoulders back and down, lifting the chest and the crown of the head. And on your next exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold into your humble warrior. Breathe here. Again, taking a moment to release any tension in the neck space, maybe shaking out the hair. On your next exhale, releasing your bind, bringing those hands out straight in front of you. Inhale, back to your warrior one. Exhale. Turning the hips out to the side. I'm going to switch here so you guys can see me. Finding your warrior two on the left. Breathe here, gaze is forward. Again, keeping that knee either over the ankle or behind it, but we want to try and get real deep in that lunge. On your next inhale, rotate the palms up towards the sky and reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. One more cycle here. On your next inhale, drop that forearm to the knee and find your side angle. Breathe here, nice and strong. Inhale, finding length here, reaching those fingertips, pressing into the back edge of that back foot. Nice and strong. Engaging the core on your next inhale, back to your warrior two. Exhale to pivot, finding that warrior one. Inhale to reach. Exhale, stepping into the left foot, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale to reach. Woo. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen. Taking a strong bend in the knees. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the right. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Grounding the hands down, stepping back with the left foot, finding runner's lunge. Lengthening the spine. Focusing here in our lunge like we're pulling the back of the left thigh up towards the sky. So you really want to keep that leg engaged and strong. We don't want it to drop down dangling unless we're going to lower our knee all the way to the ground. So if you're staying in your high lunge, always focus on keeping that back leg pressing through the ball of the foot. So we're reaching that heel nice and high. And then finding alignment in our front knee. Again, making sure it's either over the ankle or behind it. So once you find your strong alignment here, you can stay in your high lunge, or as you exhale, drop that back knee, pointing the toes behind you. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands to the right. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the right, outside the knee. Find a bind here with that elbow outside the knee, pressing the palms together in Anjali Mudra, allowing you to deepen this twist. So find that force between the palms to help you twist a little bit deeper here, bringing our gaze all the way behind to you, maybe finding that back foot, and breathe here. On your next exhale, release your mind, coming back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to the right. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twisting to the right, to the left inside the knee. You can stay here with hands at the heart, or drop that right hand to the ground, or to the mat, grounding here, and open the left hand up to the sky. And our gaze will come up, opening that chest. Nice twist in that left lunge. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the palm to the mat. Again, find length in the spine, so pulling those shoulders back, drawing the crown forward. Exhale, center the front foot and send the hips back. So we're finding a half split stretch here. Perfect. Allow those toes to peel off. Maybe point and flex a little bit. Get a little organic in your stretch here. You can bring the chin to the chest. Again, pulling the belly button to the spine, getting deeper into the stretch. If you'd like, you can walk the hands back to about the knees, lengthening the spine, and exhale, drawing a little bit deeper into that hamstring. So wherever you're at, finding that sensation, breathing into that space, feeling that nice deep stretch. On your next inhale, bringing our body weight back into the low lunge, shifting forward. Excellent. As you exhale, hug that heel in towards your pelvis, settling down for your supported pigeon. So you can stay up high. If you're gonna lower, pull that right hip back, left hip forward, making sure we're in our alignment. We're not sitting on that heel. And as you exhale, start to walk forward until our forearms reach the mat. If your forehead can't come all the way down, you can always stack your fists and rest your forehead here. And really focus on releasing in this asana. This is a very restful stretch. So maybe releasing any resistance and allowing our bodies to go deeper into this hip space, deeper into that glute. If you want to stay active or push a little further, you can tuck the back toes of that left leg and roll back and forth on the right hip, adding a little bit more movement and stretch. Or you can just stay restful. Just a couple more breaths here, again, settling in. Some yoga asana are great for flowing. Some asana are meant for resting. Really settling in anyway. Taking one more cycle of breath. As you exhale, really releasing into your supported pigeon. And on your next inhale, bringing hands back to the mat. I'm going to tuck the back toes and engage that back leg. Strong arms here, pushing into the mat. Inhale, back into your runner's lunge. On your next inhale, we're going to roll our body forward, pressing into the right foot, and send that left leg back forward. Finding your forward fold. Excellent. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Taking a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the front. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, ground the hands to the mat, stepping back with the right foot, finding your left warrior. Your left runner's lunge. Again, engage that back leg, so we really want to press, lift that thigh, reach the crown of the head forward, and pull those shoulders back. Strong runner's lunge. Just take another breath here. And on your next inhale, or exhale, dropping that back knee, pointing the toes behind you. Inhale, lift into your low lunge. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the left, outside the knee. Again, finding that bind. So really trying to reach that elbow. If we're not there yet, that's okay. We're just finding it. So the closer we get, once you get that bind of the elbow outside the knee, then you can start to press those palms together and really deepen into your low lunge twist. Again, taking a few breaths here. Maybe pulling that left shoulder back, bringing our gaze behind us, finding that back foot. On your next exhale, release your bind, coming back center. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the right. Again, option to ground that left hand to the mat, opening your right hand up to the sky. Breathe here. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the right palm back to the mat and find length here. Drawing the shoulders back, reaching the crown of the head forward. As you exhale, center the front foot and send the hips back, allowing the left toes to peel off the mat, finding again your half splits. Go deep into this stretch here, any way that feels best for you. So if we're tucking our chin to the chest, squeezing the belly button to the spine, or if we're lengthening our spine, walking our hands back and sending the hips deeper. One more cycle of breath here. And on your next inhale, shifting the body forward, again finding that low lunge. As you exhale, draw that heel in, resting down for your supported pigeon on the left. So again, find that alignment, so we want to make sure that we pull that left hip back and the right hip forward. So we're drawing that space to stay centered here as we lower. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to walk the hands forward, finding our supported pose. Again, if our forehead doesn't reach all the way to the ground or the mat, find some props, blocks, books, or use your stacked fists to allow yourself to really find some restful release here into your supported pigeon. Giving ourselves this time and space to release and just breathe into this asana for a few cycles. One more cycle of breath here in your supported pigeon. And on your next inhale, bringing your hands to the mat. Again, tucking the back toes, activating the back leg. Strong arms here. Inhale to find that low lunge. And as you exhale, stepping forward to your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Taking a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale. We're going to take our toes out to the outer edge of the mat. Heels are going to be in slightly. Exhale. Swan dive, forward fold. Bringing the hands to the heart. On your next exhale, bend the knees and drop the tail. Finding your low goddess pose. If you can ground that right hand to the mat, inhale, open that left hand up. So wherever you find space here, if you can bring that right hand out to the right toes, and open up here. Exhale, bringing the hands back center. Taking the left hand out to the left toes. Inhale, open the right hand up to the step. And exhale, back to center. Taking another breath here, hands to the heart, or you can prop yourself in the mat, finding that balance here. And on your next exhale, allowing the tailbone to drop to the mat, bringing the knees into the chest, and roll on back. Maybe take a few more rolls here, massaging that spine, getting some movement in our bodies. On your next inhale, hug the knees into the chest. We're going to make some giant circles with our knees here. I always like to end my practice releasing the hip space, especially as women. We do hold a lot of tension, emotion, stress, and buildup in this area. So the more we can add some compression and some release. Let's take our circles back the other way. A couple rotations here. Taking each knee into the palm of your hands, let's open the knees wide. Making big circles here, just opening up again, releasing that hip space. Feeling the sensation here, so maybe pulling a little bit deeper out to the sides, or maybe a little bit deeper into the chest, whatever feels best for our bodies. And let's take our circles the other way for a couple rotations for balance. On your next exhale, push through the heels, grabbing the big toe with your first 2 fingers and thumb. Exhale, knees out to the side, finding our happy baby. And sway from side to side. On your next inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. Exhale, sending both palms out to the side in a T. Palms flat on the ground here. Inhale, hugging those knees tightly, so engaging that core nice and strong, pulling those knees in. As you exhale, we're going to hinge to the right, taking those knees all the way out to the right. And exhale back to center. Inhale, tuck the knees in tight to the chest. Exhale to the left. And your next exhale, coming back to center. We're going to flow with breath here, moving a little bit more gracefully, finding your organic rhythm. Maybe pausing here, maybe releasing, or just hovering. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to the right. We want to keep our shoulders flat on the mat. So again, really working with the hips and the core here. We'll take one more cycle on each side. And as you exhale, coming back center, squeezing the knees into the chest. As you exhale, send the right leg all the way out. Left hand is going to come out to the side and our gaze comes to the left. Again, we want to keep our shoulders grounded here. So if they start to lift, you've twisted too far. Inhale, hug that left knee into the chest. Exhale, start to twist it over that right hip. Our toes can rest on the ground, or maybe they rest on our knee, the knee of the opposite leg, wherever we're at. And as you exhale, just focusing on releasing here and going a little bit deeper in that twist. On your next inhale, drawing both knees back into the chest. Take a nice little yogi hug here. Exhale, sending the left leg all the way out. Taking our right hand out to the side and our gaze comes to the right. Inhale to hug that knee into the chest and exhale, hinging it over the left hip. Breathe here. Releasing any tension we might be holding in our spine, allowing this safe twist. On your next inhale, bringing both knees into the chest. Nice little yogi hug, and bringing the soles of the feet together. As you exhale, dropping the ankles, finding our reclined butterfly. Another wonderful hip opener, another restful pose. So let's take a moment again to settle in. We're going to tuck in the tailbone, lift the pelvic so the low back is flat on the mat. We're going to release any tension in our thighs, our glutes, our knees, our ankles. Releasing the legs, allowing the knees to drop open. Maybe rolling the shoulders back a bit, finding a flat upper back. Bringing our palms to our head creases, or maybe even taking a mudra with the thumbs and fingers, and just placing it below the navel, feeling the heat from our hands, sending energy into our bodies. Taking a few cycles of breath here, re-engaging that Ujjayi breath, re-engaging that length of your inhales and exhales. Feeling it roll in the back of the throat as you pull the air in and out through the nose. And you can stay here in your reclined butterfly position, where you can extend the legs all the way out, palms up to the sky. finding first pose, Shavasana. I'm going to lower the legs a little bit here. I'll start to guide you through our yoga nidra, just starting to bring our awareness directly to the body and using our breath to release. So focusing on any work that might be done, and as we exhale, really letting go in that space. So starting with the toes. Exhale, releasing any tension in the toes. Releasing the ankles. Allowing the heels to drop open. Releasing any work in the knees and the thighs and in the glutes. Allowing the hips to sink deeper and heavier into our mat. As we exhale, feeling the back body sink heavier as we release into the mat, giving ourselves this time and space to let go. Exhaling to release the fingers. Maybe they curl up a bit. Relaxing the wrists and the elbows. Again, maybe taking a micro bend in the elbows. As you exhale, release any tension in the shoulders and in the neck. As you exhale, releasing the jaw, releasing the tongue, and releasing the eyebrows. Deep inhales in and out through the nose. As you exhale, releasing and bringing the body into a full relaxation. Taking a few moments here to scan the body and releasing any other tension that we might still be holding in our minds, in our bodies, or in our hearts. Bringing our awareness back to the breath, focusing on the sound of our breath, maybe placing an intention with each inhale and each exhale, keeping our mindfulness present here in our Shavasana. That balance, the yin and the yang. Allowing our bodies to soak in the practice. Maybe we went a little bit deeper. Maybe we're healing. Maybe we're restoring today. Staying mindful here in this practice. So if we're starting to wander, come back to your breath. Deep inhales in and out through the nose. Taking a moment here in your Shavasana to honor yourself. So take a moment to say thank you. Give yourself gratitude for coming back to your mat each time, for honoring your practice, for trusting your body, for being mindful and aware. It's a lot of self-love, so taking a moment to thank yourself for that. Taking a few more cycles of breath here. This peaceful place of Shavasana. And focusing on really releasing the body. We've been growing heavier and deeper into this peaceful place. I'm going to bring your awareness back to the body. So now as we inhale, I'm going to add a little bit of movement to the toes, wiggling the toes and rolling the ankles, maybe shifting the heels from side to side, bringing awareness back to the feet. As you inhale, maybe taking a micro bend in the knees and shifting them from side to side, bringing awareness back to the hips. As you inhale, feel the chest lift, feel the back of the ribs lift from the mat. Inhale, wiggling the fingers and rolling the wrists, maybe taking a micro bend in the elbows, bringing awareness back to the arms. Inhale, rolling the shoulders forward and back, and maybe turning the head from side to side, bringing awareness back to the body. On your next inhale, reach the hands overhead for a full body stretch. Hands to toes, nice and deep. Maybe hold, going a little bit deeper at the top of our breath. And as you exhale, turning over to one side, finding your fetal position. Take a few breaths here. No rush coming out of our peaceful Shavasana. Just bringing our mind back to the space, back to our bodies. Taking a few more breaths to release any of that stress or tension. Again, either in our hearts, in our minds, or in our physical body. And whenever you're ready, pushing off that top arm and coming back to your easy seated position. Again, being mindful of which leg we had in front. So mine was the right, so I'm going to switch over here to the left. Thank you so much for being here today. It is so great to have you back. Keep coming back to the studio because it's really great to be able to share some energy in here. So thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to guide your practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. As in all things, we are connected. We are one. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Bye, ladies. We'll see you next time.